The story of ReZero, starting life in another world, begins when the protagonist, Subaru Natsuki, suddenly finds himself in a fantasy world after leaving a store in his real-world life. With no explanation or clues, Subaru is thrown into this new world, one teeming with monsters, magic, and chaos. At first, he believes he might be like characters in traditional games or anime, destined to gain special powers or become a hero. But he quickly discovers that reality is far more complex and brutal. Subaru's journey starts when he meets a mysterious girl named Emilia, a half-elf who is searching for a stolen insignia. Moved by her determination, Subaru decides to help her. However, shortly after, both Subaru and Emilia are brutally murdered by an unknown assailant. Yet instead of dying, Subaru finds himself waking up at the very place where he first arrived in this new world. Subaru soon realizes that he possesses a unique ability called Return by Death, which allows him to go back in time to a certain point whenever he dies. Each death sends him back, forcing him to relive the events with the knowledge of what led to his demise. However, he cannot share the secret of this power with anyone, leaving him to bear the psychological burden alone. Each time Subaru dies, he returns to the same point in the past and must try to correct his mistakes and prevent the deaths of those around him. This endless cycle of death and resurrection becomes a nightmarish ordeal, with Subaru uncovering more details about the world and its dangers with each iteration. He faces numerous threats, from terrifying monsters to deadly assassins, and even friends who become enemies. As time goes on, Subaru's bond with Emilia deepens. He becomes determined to protect her at all costs, even if it means dying countless times. Despite this, Emilia remains unaware of what Subaru endures, often perceiving him as eccentric or strange due to his inexplicable behavior. Throughout his journey, Subaru encounters numerous adversaries, including Elsa Granhirt, a notorious assassin known as the Bowel Hunter, and Rem and Ram, the twin maids who work at the mansion where Subaru and Emilia reside. However, the most formidable foe he faces is Betelgeuse Romane Conti, a terrifying and complex character who embodies one of the deadliest aspects of the world. Betelgeuse is a leader within the Witches' Cult One and serves as the Sin Archbishop of Sloth, representing the deadly sin of laziness. His character is a blend of madness and fanaticism, driven by a twisted devotion to the witch Satella, a mysterious figure responsible for many of the world's disasters. Betelgeuse's appearance is unsettling, with wild green hair, wide eyes, and an emaciated frame that reflects his mental instability and constant state of tension. Betelgeuse possesses the ability to summon unseen hands, invisible arms that he can control with deadly precision to kill or destroy his enemies. These hands are the tools of his horrific crimes, making him a terror to all who cross his path. One of Betelgeuse's most terrifying abilities is his capacity to transfer his spirit into other bodies upon his death, allowing him to continue his reign of terror unless stopped in a very specific way. Betelgeuse's ultimate goal is to capture Emilia and use her in a ritual to resurrect the witch Satella. Every time Subaru tries to stop him, he faces gruesome deaths, forcing him to use Return by Death repeatedly to find a way to defeat Betelgeuse. The battles against Betelgeuse are filled with psychological and physical horror, as the Archbishop uses his powers to torture Subaru and his friends, even partially uncovering Subaru's ability, making each encounter increasingly perilous. Eventually, with the help of Julius and Rem, Subaru manages to defeat Betelgeuse through a series of carefully planned strategies. However, even after Betelgeuse's death, the threat he poses lingers due to his ability to possess others, requiring Subaru to devise precise tactics to ensure a final victory. Subaru's battles with Betelgeuse leave a profound psychological scar on him. The repeated deaths and the sight of his friends being killed by this monstrous enemy push Subaru to face his darkest nightmares. As he struggles with the weight of his experiences, Subaru begins to doubt himself and his abilities, leading to moments of deep despair. However, with each loop, he learns and grows stronger, eventually finding the resolve to keep fighting. Each loop in the story ends either tragically or triumphantly, depending on Subaru's choices. He continually rewinds time, striving to reach an outcome where he can save those he cares about. As the story progresses, Subaru uncovers more about the world, including the true origins of Emilia and the secrets that shape this new reality. The narrative of ReZero focuses heavily on Subaru's psychological journey as he grapples with his ability to return by death and how it affects his relationships and actions. The challenges he faces are not only physical, but also deeply emotional, adding a rich layer of complexity to both his character and the overall story.